Yeah, we should. Yeah, if we put this guy basically staring at his twin on our house, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Ada.
And this is Stefan.
And welcome to, we always wake up the dog there. Welcome to Living Simply in Mexico. And today we're going to talk about art. Just giving you actually a little bit of taste, actually some of the artists, the local artists that we know personally and are friends with, and actually some galleries that we really enjoy going to. And many of these can be found in the ArtWalk, which they hold, I think, usually between October and May, on Wednesday evenings.
So those art galleries open on Wednesdays during the higher seasons. In the summertime, the art galleries are still available to drop in, so please do so. But if you're here on a Wednesday during the high season, definitely do that. So it's really a great time. You get to really meet all the artists that produce their works, nearby, and showcase them in the art galleries.
Here in Puerto Vallarta, Omar Alonso.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Omar. Yes, we've been enjoying all of your art tonight. Tell us a little bit about what you've got going on.
Well, back in the 1990s, we decided to transform this little space into an art gallery between Thierry Bluet, who owns the restaurant, Café de San Marcel. We got together and we created this small space where we became doing some wonderful art exhibitions. And years later, I personally had a need for a more contemporary space, and I was able to acquire that property across the street, where we've been having some incredible exhibitions focused on contemporary art.
Yes, there's many different types of art that you can find, appreciate, and here in Puerto Vallarta it's really interesting because you've got the entire spectrum from really world-renowned artists to people like myself who's novice that basically gets the acrylics out every so often. It was great on this trip. We had a friend down, Marilyn, who's also an artist herself, and she participated. I had to do a little work, so Ada and Marilyn went off and did a little art watching themselves, and so that was a lot of fun.
There it is! This is my friend's art, Babak Imad. Check this out.
Wait, did he do one for the Malecon?
Yes, he had a large-scale circular piece on the Malecon, and now it's gone to a private collection.
All right, one of the things that we wanted to talk about a little bit was, one of our really good friends, Davis Burks, who actually from the United States and moved to Guadalajara and later then moved to Puerto Vallarta about 25 years ago, I believe. Yeah. And he's really active with what's called the OPC, or Oficina de Proyectos Culturales. They're really helping to foster a lot of new artists and local artists, and really having a conversation around contemporary art. It's a beautiful space that they encourage the public to come to. They have artists and different projects they do locally. To really encourage people to think about it, to inspire different sort of avenues of how they can express themselves, and also just being interested in Puerto Vallarta, even Puerto Vallarta history, and how they can sort of take that and bring it to more of a contemporary light.
Yeah, and what's really interesting about Davis is, like with many artists, he's had a really solid, renowned career in other places. For instance, if you look up Guadalajara in Wikipedia, you'll see his name as a key influencer of art in Guadalajara. And so, since he's moved here, he's done a lot locally in volunteering and producing his own art. And so we'll take you through that.
The exhibition is titled A Walk in the Park, Reconstructed Landscapes. And it's basically that. What I do is, as being part of the problem, I paint a landscape, I destroy it, and then I rebuild it again. And it's a way to talk about the idea that where we are with our relationship with the environment, we can't go back. All we can do is pick up the pieces and start over again.
Now, how about the art like here in this district here versus south of the Rio follow. There's some studios down there too. Is there any difference in variation? Is it one more touristy, one more?
I think they're basically the same except for Omar's Gallery and OPC.
Yeah.
And I think, for example, Louisa's design place, it's very contemporary also. She takes very traditional concepts but turns them into magic as far as her design goes. She's very creative. So I think this part of the art district, this is the art district on this side, and in contrast to the art district on the other side, I think there's a lot going for this side. I think it's really kind of tuned into a contemporary vibe.
One of the things that we also enjoyed, so besides contemporary art, is actually looking more at the traditional art. And I could never pronounce the word. I can't pronounce any of the words. But where they're making the Ojo de Dios, the God's eyes, the mandalas, and that sort of thing. So one of our really good friends and neighbors actually participated, and he was contributed to an art show.
Yeah, it was amazing. He invited us to an art showing probably a couple hours before the show started, and so we went down there and saw his art as well as others, in the showing. But what was really cool is they had an entire performance about Mexican history and indigenous history, and we actually ended up down by the river with a fire and going through all of that. So that was really, really cool.
In the beginning, it is told, in the beginning, it is said that there was only darkness all over this world.
But anyways, we've got that element over on the other side in the romantic zone, and also just the local artists.
Yeah, what gallery did you go see?
We went to Dante's.
Dante's, yeah.
Yes. There's a ton of things to see, and we'll have we have Claire who owns Dante's talking here. So Claire, tell me a little bit about so you've been here for how long?
In October, 40 years.
What have been some of the biggest changes or things? Does anything surprise you about kind of where the art scene is here in Puerto Vallarta, or kind of?
It's really evolved. Right now, what's interesting, we've gone through a period where a lot of people didn't seem to have money, and now everybody wants big. So if we had even more space for big items, so I think we utilize the rooftop for those big items.
Yeah, it's actually nice to go around and actually look at art. Well, like I said, there's us, and there's some looking at art through an artist's eye. Yeah. Which ultimately, we are all artists, in our own ways,
in our small little ways.
and really, I think the thing about art is what does it make us think about? What thoughts come? What are our first impressions? And there's no wrong answer, because it's your interpretation, it's your perception of what you see, it's based on your experiences, and that's really the fun thing. There's no wrong answer with this. All right, you guys, hope you enjoyed that. Once again, remember to like, subscribe, comment, and also, if you are in Puerto Vallarta and you spot a couple of tall people, us, we've really enjoyed those of you who have actually come up to us and said hello, and we really, really love connecting. Yeah. That's, we're not on this YouTube channel for fame and fortune. We're on here just to find connection with people.
We really like connecting. That's really why we're here. Two reasons why we do these videos. One reason is basically a diary of our own lives, so we can look back at it later. And two is to connect with people who share the common interests with us. And so it's really great to hear from you, and we really do appreciate it. So,
with that, have a good one. We'll see you guys later.
Yes. Take care, everybody.